far as video calls go, Zoom, Microsoft Teams, Skype, you might be alone in your physical space, but that's almost never the case in the virtual space since it is shared. With that knowledge, you should respect not only those in the meeting with you, but more important, yourself. This video highlights 15 mistakes and habits that you should drop. Let me put it this way, people who join the meeting with their video on or with their videos on, I'm talking about people. But thing is, it's fine to join with your video on, but make sure you do that only when you are ready, meaning you're seated. You don't want a situation where you will log in with your video on and then we get to see things that we have no business seeing. It has happened over and over again. You might be able to point out to some stories. So ensure you have the video turned off prior to joining the meeting. And if by any chance you're not sure, when you log in, check. Simply tap the screen. Depending on the display, if you have to tap it or if it's already there by default, confirm that you have that cross on the video icon that says you're turned off. All right? Meeting is in session, right? Chances are that you might need to take a bathroom break. You might need to step out for something. Remember to turn your video off if there's no need seeing what it is you're doing behind the camera. Okay? The worst thing you want is for things that should ordinarily be left personal or your bathroom break proper, whether you're doing the major or the minor, to be shown to the entire world. And we know how bad news sells really fast. It spreads like wildfire. You'll be all over the internet, so you don't want any of that. If you recall some of the points I shared in a similar video where I talked about how to show up great on Zoom, you would remember that one point I emphasized was dress the part. Better still, come in appropriate outfit depending on the occasion, right? But ordinarily you should look formal. I mean, it's serious business, so treat it that way. That's what Zoom really and most of these video calls are about. It's different if it's a birthday party or if it's something more informal, fine. But if it's business in any shape or form, then you should dress appropriately. You do not want to come looking all casual. It not only says, I really don't care. Like, yeah, I can do whatever I really please. Some other people might perceive that as disrespectful. I want to believe that you're by no means the host to even appear this way. That is like the taboo of the century. But even as a participant, show some respect. Like I said, not just to those in the meeting with you, but hello, darling, respect yourself. Forgetting to unmute the mic when it's your turn to speak. Now, in some situations, you find that as a form of control or to keep things flowing appropriately, the host might choose to mute everyone. In which case, if he needs you to speak or if you need to speak, then you're granted access. But in some situations, you also find that when you have that access, or in situations where it's okay, anybody can just unmute and speak, right? Some people actually totally forget. So you get stuff like this when it's your turn. Hello, we can't hear you, like, hello. Okay, so you do not want that, so that we don't start hearing crickets. Decorum in all things. It's okay to have some candy, like if you can manage it, right? It's okay to have water while on the call or in the meeting. But I still cannot get my fingers around the fact that you have people who actually in live meetings with their videos turned on and they are very much aware of this fact, and you have them eating. Like, when I say eating, I'm not referring to, in fact, any form of eating is actually bad, like eating properly, proper eating. So you have them eating, having meals. It's not even okay to chew groundnuts when you start doing, like, are you serious? Or you find yourself chewing gum, that's another one, and you're not chewing it with any form of class or I don't know if that's the word, but no decorum, really. You're chewing gum, you're having meals, you are having snacks, and it is really, you're not only disrespecting yourself and those in the meeting, but it's distracting. Well, that's your point to disrespecting the meeting, right? If you notice, we're all adults, so most of these meetings will not spell out certain rules. It is just expected that you would know. But this is when you start blaming people who say things like, you don't blame people, rather, who say things like, people don't do what you expect, they do what you inspect. We don't have to inspect you, we're adults. It's okay if it's younger people, you know, school children over Zoom, but hello, let's try, right? I'm speaking to you, I'm also speaking to myself, but this happens a lot. I've seen it too many times, and so we want to stop that one. It's no use saying do not smoke on a video call or in a Zoom meeting, right? Because by virtue of what Zoom meetings are, they are official, they are business-like. So it's not your informal WhatsApp call with your WhatsApp video call with your friend. So there's no point saying no smoking. I almost do not want to believe people smoke on video calls, but just in case I'm wrong, no smoking is not limited to just hotel rooms, or it's also no smoking zone in Zoom meetings. Again, respect those you're in that meeting with. But like I said, respect yourself as well. How about you find people who are taking this Zoom call, they are in this meeting with serious-minded people, hopefully, and you're in bed. Now, you don't have to be the host. I don't want to believe any host would even do that, but you don't have to be a host. Being a participant alone is not okay for you to be in bed in bedroom outfit. It's bad enough you're on the bed, streaming from or attending from your bed. Now you are in bed and you are in bedroom outfit. You're simply giving us ideas, but you're also letting us know that, guys, I'm in this meeting, but I could have been anywhere else. I could have been doing something else. But hey, since we're told to attend, then I'm attending. But and remember, the thing with these habits or these mistakes we make is that for some of them, you're not under duress, right? Especially if the meeting rule doesn't insist that you have your video on. You're not under duress you don't have a gun pointed to your head to say you must be seen. So if you must be seen, please show up great. Show up respectfully. Because it is difficult to also understand. Yes, you may have been taking a call in the midst of your busy schedule, right? And you have to attend to staff, you have to attend to different things. But why combine that with in full view of everyone? Remember, it's your physical space. You might be alone, you might be with your people, but you're not alone. It's like a boardroom meeting, it's like a meeting, right? With members of staff. So you want to comport yourself with that in mind. Or you're taking a phone call, it is fine. I mean, you usually will not say, there's no way of telling in most cases that a phone call will come through at a particular time. So when it comes, it comes through and you're in a Zoom meeting. If it's a quick one, yes, it might not be too distracting, right? But what will it take to do a quick turn off the mic, right? You turn it off and you get back and you're put together and you're there, you're present, you're truly present. So, I wish I could emphasize this some more, but let's just try. Nature can be funny, you know? I mean, it has a way of taking its toll one way or the other. And so you find that you're really exhausted, you're really tired, and you find yourself sleeping in the Zoom meeting. It's a mistake, it's a habit we see quite often in meetings when the person has completely gone, like this one has gone. So, as unsightly as it looks, it's yeah, some might want to understand like, oh, this person is really tired, but hey, you accepted this invite, right? True, it might have taken longer than scheduled, but it is still not okay to doze off with your video on. Guess what? You know, as with nature, right? Sometimes you find that you're sleeping, but somehow you find yourself jerking back to reality or startling back to the fact that, oops, Am I doing this? So you can turn your video off at that point. Some of these things happen. It gets bad when you are gone, and like one situation in the meeting I was recently, the person had the mute button on and he was snoring. So sleeping plus a snore. Bad news. Okay, so tell me what you think about this, right? People driving in Zoom calls. What do you say to that? Now, for the host, I don't expect you to be doing that, hey, but okay, let me not share my own view on that. But what do you think about people who drive? Now, I'm talking about participants, people who drive and attend Zoom meetings. What do you think? What do you think about that? So while you are thinking about that, one that I have an opinion on is the fact that it is distracting to have your video on and you are walking around. See, it's not, you don't even have to be using a laptop, even on your phone. If you swipe through, you will find others sharing your screen. You're not the only one there. So it actually is distracting. It is distracting. So why don't you turn your video off and do all the walking? And remember, you can still hear. You can listen in still. It doesn't affect anything. And then the thing about walking around is you're not only showing us everything we really do not want to see. Okay, well, sometimes there are pretty places we want to see, right? But you're not only showing us that, sometimes you run the risk of showing us body parts we have no business seeing. A lot of bad things have happened that way. I'm not even joking, right? But these are clips I obviously cannot start, to bring in here. So I'm just simulating them on my own. So you want to be careful. It's a bit distracting. Turn your video off, do what you have to, and then get back on when you are ready. That's what I think. What do you think? If this video thus far, do not forget to subscribe and do not forget to like this video. Leave a comment, share something. Are there things that irritate you? Or are there things you have witnessed? Do you have pet peeves? Are there things you don't like when on a meeting? Whether with your boss, with your colleagues, anybody really. Are there some things you want to share? In sharing, you're also educating us. Clearly, there are so many I haven't even brought here, but you can share them as well, okay? But don't forget to subscribe and do not forget to like. It will encourage me to churn out more videos. Do not forget the video I did on showing up great on Zoom, or how to show up great on Zoom. Speaking about showing up, you want to be careful your location, like where you eventually choose to have this Zoom meeting or any other video meeting for that matter. I don't expect you to use a beach, for example, for the simple reason that your audio will be totally messed up. We talked about audio and things around it in my video, a related video, right? You don't want to be in the beach. You don't want to find yourself anywhere that could cause distraction for you or the participants. And you want to be in a safe area. I don't expect you to be in a crocodile pool. Yeah, okay, so I just wanted to show you that Kachikali crocodile pool in the Gambia. So yeah, you don't want to be that. So be careful where you choose. You also don't want to be in the middle of Third Mainland Bridge. I know I just exaggerated. You want to choose a safe and comfortable location, okay, that would work and serve the purpose. Most of us have seen people in Zoom meetings showing us their roof. I'm not sure why. The angle alone is wrong, right? The angle, having your camera positioned that way, or your device, whatever it is, having your camera viewing from underneath is off. It's totally off. I do not know of anybody who has a flattering position. What just happened to my tongue? So it doesn't flatter you from under there. But besides that, you may also cause distraction, and it gets worse if you have a ceiling fan right there. Chances are that it's a Zoom meeting, so you want to be comfortable, so you find yourself under the source of air conditioning, no, fan, right? So, but seeing that ceiling fan rotating, especially when it's rotating, it truly is distracting, really, really distracting. As much as we say, oh, then I won't pay attention, you are sharing that space. I can see you, you're in my own frame. It is distracting, right? Have a good angle. So in having a good angle, it's at eye level or slightly above, right? That will do a world of good. You need to be careful where you choose. If you are sitting against the wall or against where you have no access, like a door or anything, then amazing. But you see, when you are positioned in the middle of your living room or your bedroom, wherever really, where behind you is a channel in or out for human traffic, trust me, you may run the risk, or you run the risk of having people walking in not too flattering ways. What's the word? So imagine you have a child, or well, it's even okay if it's a child. So imagine you have, for example, your spouse, male or female, walking in or walking out of the bathroom, or walking in from a different part of the house into the bedroom or wherever you're using, and boom, we caught that. Even when you try to take the camera off, honey, we've cut it, and you know what's gonna happen. It's gonna go viral, and we don't want that. Bad news, it just sells. Another common one is this very casual body language. So you have people just sitting a certain way, or like one I witnessed recently. Not one, I've witnessed this a lot. You have people in the most casual of ways. Sometimes you find their legs on the seat. It is worse when you have your leg on the seat and I can see your skin. Imaginations begin to run wild. Even if they don't run wild, you're distracting me, uncle. Stop putting your leg on the seat, or put it anywhere you like, but let it not come into the frame. If it's in the frame, I'm seeing big leg like this with hair, like hair, and how will I concentrate now? Even you. Okay, let's go to the next one. So be careful. Basically, pay attention to body language when you're there. Don't get too comfortable. Be comfortable, but like I said, not too comfortable. Again, it would depend on the purpose of the meeting. If it's a party, if it's okay, everybody costume, then it's different. But if it's serious business, treat it as such. Okay? Apart from being unflattering and you risking showing us very unpleasant things, maybe, it also is distracting and a bit scary when you are this close. Do you see what I mean now? Okay, so imagine I'm like this. Okay, yes. Oh wow, this is an interesting meeting. Like, seriously. Do you know what I mean? So, okay, I might have overdone it there. I don't think anybody does that. But you have people who actually come really close and they're like, okay, this is good. It can't be good now. It's good for you, but it's not good for me. Auntie, sit well. Why in the world do people find it okay to pick their teeth when I'm watching you? I keep saying when I'm watching you. See, you people have witnessed this thing too now, have you not? You just find people picking teeth. What are you picking? Oh, yes, you had a good meal. Should you have been eating on that call? And even for those that have not eaten, you're fasting and you're picking teeth. I don't get it. Okay, now speaking seriously, picking teeth is not okay. The same way with picking any other thing, including your nose. Zoom or no zoom, make it tidier now. Why will your hands even go into your nose? But we see that, well, I've seen it a lot. I've been saying I've done tons and tons of Zoom meetings, both as host and participant. So I've seen quite a lot. Thanks to Corona. Before Corona, I had done, and I'm not exaggerating, I'm not even joking, only 2 Zoom meetings. And these meetings were because the person eventually couldn't make it to my office. So I said, you know what? Okay, I didn't say. The person actually suggested, let's have a Zoom. And at that point, I was like, this is Zoom. But hey, you become an expert when somehow you do something over and over and over again. And that is what has happened in nearly, a year now. But you see, with today's world, and what, as annoying as it is when we say, or as cliche as it comes across, when we say new normal, the reality and the truth is that Zoom has come to stay, or video calls have come to stay. A lot of organizations and individuals have embraced it. Tap the mute button. Also confirm it has truly gone, it has knocked you out in terms of audio, right? Before you speak. Otherwise, you might be sharing secrets that should remain secrets. That's why they're secrets, right? Or saying unpalatable things, or asking someone to flush the toilet, or so all of those things, you don't want them, they're not to be shared. And so if you forget to mute your button or to mute it correctly, then you run the risk of having that happen and either embarrassing yourself plus amusing the entire group, or I don't know, but you want to be careful with that when you mute yourself. But when you are done and you need to exit or you need to leave the meeting, in the case of Zoom, when you need to leave, ensure you have truly left. Otherwise, this and some other ugly things might happen to you. I have also witnessed this. So you have people saying, okay, bye, thank you, see you all later. It's different if the host knocks everyone out, then it's fine. But what usually happens in some of these meetings is that they still want people to have this conversation, right? So the host is there and they allow maybe another 15 minutes, another 20 minutes, and people are just, connecting, bonding. Since we can't do this physically, then the best we can is do this on our own. So when you leave, be sure you have truly left. Otherwise, don't be like me, okay? Or don't be like that lady in yellow and blue. So you throw off your wig, or you scratch body parts, or you do other things, whoa. Okay, no, let's not even think in that direction, but leave, and you leave properly, okay? How can I say thank you enough for watching? And how can I say it was beautiful spending these few minutes with you? And what will make me even happier is finding you in other videos, and you will find them there.